Hello, Intro to Humanities students. Happy week 2. We actually are almost in week 3. We just have a couple days remaining on the second week, which is kind of incredible because it feels like we just started the course, but we already have about 20% of our coursework completed. So as we head into week 3, I just want to offer some clarification on the guidelines and the expectations for discussion boards. I think there was a little bit of confusion about due dates, when we're supposed to be posting, what we're supposed to be posting. And I'm also seeing some trends as far as the content that I'd like to address to make sure that we are set up for success for the remainder of the course. All right, so first of all, for the most part, you are doing an amazing job on the discussions. You are sharing great ideas and demonstrating your understanding of the course materials, which is exactly what we want. However, I do see that some of you missed the Wednesday deadline for your initial post last week because it was the very first week and you just couldn't know the expectations coming in. You were given some grace on the initial post. So long as you posted by Sunday, you are not penalized at grading. And if you posted your introduction last week, you probably earned an A for your submission. But now we are in week 2. You have reviewed the course expectations, including those from Module 1. You also took a quiz on this material, and if you got the question correct, and almost all of you did, you know that the deadline for the initial post is Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. You will get an automatic 0 if this deadline is not met. The reason we have a Wednesday deadline is the discussion board takes the place of the discussion we would have had in a face-to-face course. So if you wait until 11:30 p.m. on Sunday to post your initial discussion, conversations can't really take place. Probably a lot of your classmates are already in bed at that point. So make sure you are posting on Wednesday and checking into the discussion board throughout the week to read and respond to what your peers are saying. Another thing I'm seeing that is tripping some of you up, and this is partly probably because there was an issue with the quiz initially, but that was corrected, and in multiple places you were reminded that the required length is 10 complete sentences for your initial post. Also make sure that you are answering the prompt. Some of the responses I'm seeing are related to the prompt, but they're not actually a direct answer to the prompt. So for instance, this week the prompt is about Greek mythology, very specifically Greek mythology. So that should be the primary focus. The Greeks, of course, gave us other gifts like democracy, drama, language. And if I connect any of these ideas to Greek myth, I'd still answer the prompt. But if I maybe just write about democracy in modern culture, I have not satisfied the prompt because that doesn't necessarily have any connection to Greek mythology. Also, make sure you are proofreading your work before you post it. That includes like starting sentences with capital letters, using punctuation, writing our ideas in complete thoughts, avoiding shorthand, texting shorthand, like for instance, instead of just the letter U, you would write out the word U, Y-O-U. This isn't a Gordon Rule class. This isn't a writing class. However, we should be writing our posts at a college level and as cleanly as possible. A lot of the issues I'm seeing could probably just be sorted out by using the spelling and grammar feature in Microsoft Word. So if you first write your post there in Microsoft Word and then run that grammar and spelling check, it should sort out a lot of those issues, make your post a lot more readable so that we're able to understand your ideas. And that's something that's very easy to do. All right, lastly, this is probably the most important piece of information I'm going to pass on to you in this video, and that is please make sure your content is accurate. This is an academic setting, so we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard than we would maybe say on social media. I would still hope that you are not spreading misinformation on social media, that you're also fact checking there. But here in the classroom, it is our responsibility to make sure the content that we share is based in fact and can be supported with evidence. So let's pretend for a moment that I am a student and I'm taking a course that's similar to yours, and I am studying Mesoamerican pyramids. Here's an example here, and it's Mayan. It was constructed sometime around 200 and 900 CE. I remember learning about pyramids earlier in my course, and I remember that the Egyptian pyramids were actually much, much earlier. For instance, the Pyramid of Giza was constructed around 2570 BCE, and that's thousands of years earlier. So I think to myself, surely the Mayans learned how to construct pyramids from the Egyptians. I think this is an awesome idea, so I head to the discussion board and I write, the Mayans learned how to construct pyramids from Egyptian examples. A couple of my classmates even respond to me and they agree that, the Mayans learned their pyramid construction from the Egyptians. However, there is a problem. And of course, the problem is that this is not accurate at all. This is not based in fact. If I had fact checked myself like I did here in this Google example, I would have known that this is just not the case. The Egyptians and Mayans were a world apart and did not interact. So there's no way that my assertion can be true. And not only did I come to the wrong conclusion, but I have now fed misinformation to my classmates. So make sure whatever you are saying can be substantiated with evidence and you're not contributing to misinformation in the classroom. If you think you might have done something like that, that's okay. We're all learning here. Just make sure you are fact checking yourself moving forward. All right, everyone, I think that does it for discussion boards. If you do find you have more questions, you need further clarification on anything, just know that I'm always an email away. I hope you enjoy the rest of week 2, and we'll see you in week 3.